Okay.
Would you use that same concept and maybe just winch it, just a straight winch backwards?
No, bring it here, and then something up over to here, and something back down to here.
Yeah. And this is where there's 20 different ways.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
You just gotta pick one. You just need to pick what you want to do with it and execute. So I'll let the two of you decide what you want to do, and then I'll help with getting everything configured. There's a couple of things you can do here. You can hook to the front off the tree and try to slide it up the hill. That's going to be a hard pull because you're trying to shift all that weight up.
That's a lot of weight coming uphill, and you got the potential of the tire sidewall dragging and creating that
extra resistance.
Is going to make a difference.
So out the way it came in, but you need to be able to hook to it that it can go backwards without rolling over. And this is what I always do with it. You need to go back without rolling over.
But we hooked on there with a pulley, came over to a tree with a pulley, back to the front of your bumper, so it make like a big zigzag. With that,
Good.
I mean, because I think that would put pressure on the front and also be giving us pull back here. We can kind of do it all in one way.
So the front shackle mount's sufficient.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But when you hook it up, it's naturally going to pull that up first. So as it pulls up, you can essentially let gravity roll back. But you still want to have a leg attached here. But most of the load's going to be here. But as it pulls, it's going to slide down the bridle, and it'll eventually get to the point where it's even. But you also have to rig it for the final result. You don't want to pull it this way. You want to pull it this way.
Right.
So think your way through the process. Where do we want this to be when we're done? And what do we need to accomplish? We want it on the trail.
We need it this way and then this way.
So
It comes back.
if we're going to let it roll on gravity, we have to winch it that way. We want you in the back so we get
So we
more
can get
line out.
so I
the line
can tension it as we're pulling.
And he can drive past me,
Turn
go
around.
up here, turn around, get positioned however,
Right.
to hook to the front.
And I
so
think
now,
that's a way better idea.
so when you're figuring out where you want to go, you have to look at, we want to pull the front end up this way. So we want to use this tree.
So
now
I want to be
you
more
want to be on a straight line from
to the tree. Okay, so then the metal good's going to go here.
Correct. Now, are you rigging up for a double line pull here right away, or are you just going to do a single line?
I was going to do a single one. Well, what do you think we should do?
I think a single line is probably fine.
I'm good with either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want to, whatever you do, you want to try to get it done in one rigging. If you can. Nothing wrong with rigging a second time, but if you can get it done in one, go for it.
And then we're going to let him get tension first, and I'm going to put tension.
Well, you're the one that's going to hold it down.
Right.
So yours,
Mine is just going to give it like
you're supposed to pull it backwards while you walk it over, and you're pulling the front end of the hill. Yeah. Now we go back. Check your winch line. Check your connections. We just attached this, so easy way, make sure that snap ring's still in there. Make sure everything's still attached. That one's good. You have tension on this? Yep. So that shackle's good, that end's good. Now, we're talking about loads. That weighs 5,500 pounds. Yours is the only iffy thing. You try to slide it uphill with resistance.
Right.
So a single line may struggle. We're going to pay attention to that.
Right.
Right.
You're gonna have to listen to the winch and listen for it to struggle. Okay?
So I think maybe we should just go ahead and do a double rig because this chalk is already squished down and I may need to just reposition myself.
Okay, we can do whatever you'd like.
Tire.
But you also notice how your winch didn't have enough to pull it up the hill.
Right.
But as soon as you released or slid, on my whole Jeep slid down the hill. So this is where, remember what I said about making sure it doesn't roll over? This is where it's a delicate dance because if you don't catch it right, it's going over.
Right.
So we need to make sure you're secure first off, and then we also got to make sure as you go, you got to hold the load, he pulls back a little bit. You pull the load, he pulls back a little bit. And it's a little bit both ways. Okay, this is in park. Okay. Go ahead, just bump it out gently, like one quick bump. One more. Okay, notice how you got slack now? So now we know we're good. So power out enough that we can unhook. Okay, that's good there. Pulley.
Okay.
We'll just put the pulley and go back to the LVP. Okay. Same thing we were doing. Now mine is still in neutral, so I don't want to do anything yet. So notice how the front end slid up,
Yep.
but we're not fighting the beam because you're pulling back as much as you're pulling up. So it's working. If you were doing more pulling, it'd be pulling that beam trying to break the beam. So because you're both pulling at the same time, as long as that tire is rotating, it's not holding that beam. Because
Right.
as the tire rolls, it keeps it centered. So
Made all the difference in the world putting that.
correct. It just added that extra pulling capacity so we didn't have to anchor yours. But we're getting to the point now where the front end, it's coming up, but we're also changing this angle. But the back end's not coming up. It's going straight.
Right.
So we're going to have to keep working at that. So as long as the front end's not going to fall down the hill, he can do the work by pulling it back, which is naturally going to slide it this way.
Right. So, and then we're still playing the kitty cat. He goes a little bit, I go a little bit.
Correct, but we're at the point now where he may have to go a little more than you.
That's what I was thinking.
Try to get it.
Yeah, because you being connected is naturally going to slide my front end, but him winching is going to be pulling me and pulling you.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you each outside now, and we're going to do it. But what I'll have you do is leave it in park, kind of stand with your foot on the brake so you can be outside watching,
Yeah.
and we're going to, it's a neutral. We're just going to move it a little bit and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So now, go ahead and bump yours just a hair. Okay. A little more. Okay, now, just don't do anything with yours. Okay, now, see that tire bead?
Yep.
Because we're pulling hard this way, that's what you have to watch. Now bump yours a little bit.
Whoa.
See? Okay.
There it goes.
That's what we're playing with. Now, with the ice, it works. Without the ice, it wouldn't. But notice how the back end's still not coming
Right.
this way. Correct. Correct. Now, go ahead and... Okay, bump in a little. In a little. Keep going in. In. It's in neutral. So I'm not doing anything. This
Right.
is just you guys winching. Go ahead. Just keep dancing like that. Okay, now hold yours.
All right.
Okay, hold. Okay, now winch yours in. Watch this what happens. You're doing the whole thing. You can winch it all the way up now.
Yep.
Okay, bump yours out just a hair. One more. Oh,
Now we just need to disconnect you now.
right now the wheels are going to go around the winches. It's going to be either over a winch. Okay, go ahead. And just go. There. Now, you want to talk about ultimate trust in the gear? If anything would fail, this would have been down into that big old pine tree.
Yep.
But I trusted our rigging, and I know the gear. We weren't nowhere near strong enough of a load to break anything.
Right.
We also were not against anything sharp to cut the line. I'm going to put it in park.
All right.
And we're going to unhook everything. Okay, go ahead, power out. One more.
I'm just doing it gently to make sure.
All right, now you can come out. We'll talk about it. Neutral. You pulled it up over the hill just with your winches, and neither one of them was struggling. But it pulled it up out of that situation, and not only did it pull it up out of the situation, it pulled it from this angle to this angle.
Right on.
That's correct. Now, what we are going to do, we're going to disconnect yours.